Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm afraid I've been suffering from a bit of a heavy cold, so I must apologise for my voice. I'm afraid these bugs are getting everywhere. Now, on the subject of bugs, the developers this week did confirm on Spectrum that there would definitely be a 3.51 patch to help solve any bugs which are in the game at the moment. Well, as many as they can actually solve. But also, hopefully, it will introduce the rest of the 300i series. Now, don't know when the ETA on this patch will be, but I should think it probably won't be that long. Now, in other news, Brian Chambers tweeted that he's got a new job title. He's actually Vice President of Development. Now, he actually said that he's looking for a manager for the Frankfurt office to help run the Frankfurt office. So I guess that Brian Chambers will remain at Frankfurt, but maybe he'll also go elsewhere. Depends what this role means. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the more interesting things they talked about in this week's Inside Star Citizen, including more on the 890 jump. Now, we got to look at one of the most eagerly awaited ships to come into the game. Now, hopefully it will be in 3.6. Now, this is your entertaining area of the 890 jump. We've got some toilets there we saw as we came into the main bar area. Now, obviously there's a few rooms off this main bar area, and they've actually made the lighting in here subdued compared to the rest of the ship, basically so you can drink and relax the night away out in the depths of space. Now, not everything is in yet, although we're at the final art stage. Obviously we'll have to wait until we see this ship in game to get the true look of this massive entertaining party ship. Obviously we've got lots of room for extensive and probably exclusive fine dining, and underneath, when you need to work off your meal, there's a 25-metre swimming pool. So really the 890 jump is the ultimate in party ships, and although I don't own one, I can't wait to one day get on board and have a drink or two and maybe swim in that 25-metre pool. Now, the tech for swimming is actually due to come in the not too distant future, so that's going to be interesting to see as well. Now, this is R&D work. We're not going to see this in game for a while, but it's something called clusterable harvestable entities. Now, basically these harvestable entities we see here, basically fruit where you can actually pick it, and this is just an example. It could be mining, picking up rocks off planets or things off asteroids. So obviously we'll see that in the future. Now we got a quick look at a skinned Banu Defender. Now basically they're looking at different alien materials they can use for the outside of the ship, and probably inside as well. So that's going to be a very unique looking ship. Now, we also saw the developers give us a quick look at some damage state systems for the thrusters. Now, this is to do with sub-targeting components on ships for the future, and basically you'll be able to actually degrade parts of the ship, so you don't have to necessarily destroy the ship, so you can actually probably board the ship and obviously take any of the goodies on board. Now, this was pretty interesting. Now, years ago on the channel when I first started, I used to spend hours actually blasting bits off ships and making videos. Maybe in the future, when they get all these systems online, I'll have a look at doing some videos again on damaged states. Now, worth checking out is Star Citizen Live, which this week featured a panel of developers, including Sean Tracy, answering questions from subscribers. Now, one of the questions obviously was related to performance, and the developers talked about obviously server-side object container streaming. Now, I believe that the developers are hands-on trying to get this implemented as soon as possible into the game, because the developers did say that they're actually at the limit of what they can put in the game at the moment, and obviously performance is suffering with the introduction of ARPCORP. Now, they even said that their development machines were struggling and was using huge amounts of RAM to run the game. So this is a priority, and they also talked about what would come after that: server-side meshing. Now, server-side meshing is obviously what would enable higher player counts, and Sean Tracy did joke about an arbitrary number, 10 million. Obviously that was a joke. Now, I'm not sure what they would be aiming for. We've got 50 at the moment, so maybe a few hundred to start with would be I think an interesting figure to go for, and then they would be able to see how that number performs. So the whole program is well worth checking out. It was over an hour long, but that was one of the most interesting questions, and what the developers said about object container streaming for the servers, that it is basically going to be essential for the game going forward. Well, thanks very much for watching. As you probably noticed, I've stayed in my chair for this one because I don't feel 100%. But hopefully I'll see you all sometime soon, direct from the verse.